Jonathan, welcome back.
Yeah, thank you.
Jump on in here. Good to have you. We're talking about the reaction that's pouring into this Hunter Biden. Like, what should we believe happens next now after this dramatic turn of events at that federal courthouse today?
Well, this has really hit Washington like a thunderclap. You know, this was supposed to be a done deal, but the problem is that nobody consulted with the court until today. And the obligation of the court is that the defendant and the government have to be crystal clear on the meaning of this plea agreement for the court to sign off on it. They were not. And so you had the Biden team saying that this was a closeout plea deal, that this was the end of it. And quite frankly, if I was drafting it, it would have been a closeout. I would never have signed off on an agreement that was not a closeout of all charges. And so this all came to the forefront with the court. It's amazing how fast it collapsed, that with just the slightest inquiry, all of these conflicts came to the forefront. It's also important that the Department of Justice has to say this is an ongoing investigation because they've been denying information to Congress. And so you can't get by with just a wink and a nod when a federal judge has to have this confirmation. And this has really hit Capitol Hill. I mean, I've been speaking with members all day about the implications of this collapse. And it has a lot of implications for not just the investigations of the existing committees, but the possibility of an impeachment inquiry.
So you're there on Capitol Hill right now. I don't know if that's the Senate, the Russell building or the Cannon building.
It's the House.
Yeah. Oh, so it's the Cannon building. But we did hear from Senator Chuck Schumer a short time ago. A correspondent asked him about the political implications of all of this. Listen here.
Are you at all worried that Hunter Biden and the controversies and the cases around Hunter Biden are going to be a liability for President Biden in his re-election in 2024?
You know, the bottom line is this is a prosecution being done in a fair way by a former Trump prosecutor, and I have faith in the results.
He has faith in the results. Well, we thought the results were going to be completely different. Let me ask you this question, Jonathan. You said that if you were crafting that plea deal, it would have been a closeout plea deal, would have given him immunity from any future prosecution. But how could the DOJ, in good faith, with everything else that's swirling, including this potential FARA charge that the U.S. Attorney's Office was talking about in court today, and then everything else that we've heard in the House committees, and this FD 1023, how could the DOJ, in good faith, craft a closeout plea deal?
Well, I don't think they can. You're assuming that this is based on good faith. And, you know, this deal was, in my view, almost laughable. You know, you had the whistleblowers tell Congress just a week ago that there was an opportunity for the Department of Justice to extend the statute of limitations on the 2014-2015 tax matters. That's the Burisma issue. Those are the Ukraine questions. And according to the whistleblowers, the Department of Justice had that opportunity and let them expire. Well, why? Why would any prosecutor allow them to expire if he didn't have to? And we're going to be seeing those questions raised more and more. Now, what this means for Hunter Biden is that he went from a sweetheart deal to a real poison pill. I mean, this is going to expose him across the board. Now, those counts that ran out in 2014, 2015 can't, you know, be revived. There's not a way to make this cat walk backwards. But there's a lot of other things on the table, and FARA is the most immediate. As you recall, John, when this plea bargain came down, the first reaction that some of us had was, where's FARA? I mean, the Hunter Biden's role as a foreign agent is all over these emails. I don't even understand why there's an ongoing investigation. With Paul Manafort, they had him at hello. You know, when he came in, they said, here's your FARA charge. With Hunter Biden, the Department of Justice is still noodling on this, which leaves a lot of us confused. But now you're going to have some rather interesting times ahead. He doesn't have protection on the tax issues. He just pled not guilty. And Congress is moving ahead with a potential impeachment inquiry. And this is a brand new situation, and it's not nearly as predictable as the White House had hoped.
That is for sure. Jonathan Turley, thank you so much for joining us on all of that, live from Capitol Hill.